So, what should you do if you're dating a dismissive avoidant attachment style and maybe things are progressing, potentially getting more serious, but the dismissive avoidant just isn't seeming to take it seriously enough or wanting to progress the relationship forward? Well, in this video, if this is something you're experiencing, we're going to talk about four major things that you can do that will give you peace of mind, certainty, and hopefully create relationship progress. So, first and foremost, one of the first things that you want to do is set a deadline. I cannot stress this enough. I used to see in my office, like in my practice, I would see clients come in, and sometimes they would be in a situation where they would be dating or seeing somebody for like 3 months, all the way up to 10 years that they were, trying to get to know somebody, see what was happening, trying to create relationship progress. And it's very painful for people to stay in the gray area. It's very painful for people to be in no man's land in their relationship where you don't know what's happening. You can't get closure. You can't move on. You can't actually be in a committed relationship together. So I would always get people first to set a deadline. And what you do, number one here with setting a deadline is you position yourself for a win-win. And what I mean by a deadline is the period of time that you're going to invest everything you can in the relationship to see if the needle will move. And if the relationship doesn't move when you've really poured everything that you can in for that period of time, you position yourself for a win-win because either the relationship progresses or you know with certainty that if you did everything you could during this period and it didn't see progress, that really progress isn't about you. Progress isn't going to happen in the relationship dynamic. So you actually get certainty and clarity and peace of mind. So step one, set the deadline. Step two, you need to establish what you want to see in terms of progress within that deadline period of time. So this looks like better communication, more vulnerability, forgiveness of each other, less resentment. Like you can pick three or four major factors that for you would demonstrate that there is progress. Okay. It could even just be like commitment, like actually having conversations about the future. Somebody saying, like, yes, I want to go ahead and invest in a future with you. So you have to get really clear as to what you're looking for. Number three, you then have to do the vetting. And the vetting means you have to actually have the conversations. And you know what? So many people would say to me when I would have this conversation with them as a client, they would say, yeah, but what if I vet and then things don't work out? What if I start bringing up these conversations and trying to do things differently and there's no progress? Well, it's better than staying in no man's land forever. So you have to give yourself the opportunity to bring up those conversations. Now, I'll give it an idea for how to have a conversation at the end of this video, but it doesn't mean per se that you have to sit down and say, hey, are we together or not? It's not like that. It's like once you've established we need to have more honesty, for example, in the relationship or more openness or vulnerability, it means you initiate those things, right? You start by leading the way. You start by having those discussions. You start by saying, you actually have to request, like, look, something I'm looking for right now in the relationship is more vulnerability. I do want to see if this can progress. And you have to be able to either lead the way or lead in terms of having the conversation, like putting out there what you're looking for. Really, this is needs communication at the end of the day. And that's what securely attached people do in relationships together. They get to know somebody, they vet them, they see what it is they're looking for and needing. And the places where they're seeing that, like, hey, there might be something missing, they have those discussions. And that's part of the vetting process to see if it's a good fit or not. And if there's not a good fit, and you can walk away guilt and regret free. And if there's progress and you see all these powerful things come out of it, it empowered your relationship and you're growing to be more securely attached together. So that's really that part three. Now, if I'll give you one more part here, which is part four. And if you are somebody who is seeing that these are the things you're wanting in relationship dynamics, like you're like, okay, I know what I want to do. I know what needs I have and what I need to communicate, but you're scared to communicate. You can actually check out for free for 7 days our communication scripts course using the link below. And it actually has all these communication scripts for tough situations based on a person's attachment style and things they're likely to go through. So APs communicating about their fear of abandonment, DAs communicating about their shame wounds, communicating to a DA that you want more commitment. And it's all there. You can actually print it off. It's access to I want to say there's close to 80 scripts in there, just for tough situations. And it gives you how to do it. It models it out for you. It's there as a really, really supportive resource. So anyways, you can check it out for free for 7 days. And this brings me to point number four, which is then you have to have the discussions, right? I think one of the hardest things is that we get into this gray area and then we get on autopilot. And so then we're just waiting to see how things go, like, and that can just last forever, and it will be really difficult, because all of that uncertainty, all of that, like, lack of clarity can be really, really frustrating. So, you want to be able to actually say, and we know, for example, that dismissive avoidants don't do well with ultimatums, right? They're not going to respond super well to an ultimatum. But we do know that if you tell a dismissive avoidant something like, hey, we've been seeing each other for quite some time now. I'm really interested in, seeing what happens, and I could see a future with us together. It's not the conversation I'm trying to have right now, nor do we need to make a commitment right now. But I need to see that there is progress and that we are on the same page going forward, and that we're at least moving towards something for me to see that this is also worth my time to really show up and make this investment, because I value what I'm looking for in a relationship and I value my time as well. I hope you can understand that. And these would be a couple of those specific things I would be looking for in terms of progress. Example, more honesty, more transparency, more vulnerability, like whatever it is. And then you can give really specific examples for what that looks like, because sometimes that part can get misconstrued. Like, somebody might be like, more vulnerability, like, do you want me to cry all the time? Whereas more vulnerability, like, you would give an example and you would say, more vulnerability to me looks like, us sharing when we have something going on, when we have an unmet need or something we're frustrated about, us being able to talk to each other about that kind of thing. So when you articulate it that way and you organize it that way, you're getting clear, you're moving forward, and you're practicing your communication skills to improve yourself and the quality of the relationship you have to you, because nothing screams self abandonment like us having these deep desires, these deep needs in a relationship and self silencing, right? Like, literally not even allowing ourselves to take up space or receive these things or honor that we care about this stuff and having those discussions. So I know it can be scary. I know that you can be scared that something will end or the relationship will unravel. But if the relationship unravels because you're having healthy conversations that are the types of conversations securely attached people have, then it wasn't meant to be anyways. It wasn't the right relationship for you. So give yourself the opportunity to back yourself, to articulate what you need, to really back what you need in the relationship dynamic, and to position yourself for that win-win. Either things work out, we progress, we grow together, or things don't work out, but I did everything I could within that deadline period of time to see if it could work. And if during that, let's say 3-month period, for example, the needle didn't move at all, I know this isn't the right relationship. At least I have the certainty and the peace of mind to move on. So that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I will make a version of this for fearful avoidant attachment style. If you have more questions about this, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Or if you have any other content that you want to see on this channel, let me know as well. I go in here, I take inventory from the comments and recreate those video ideas that you guys share. And thank you for watching. If you can, or if you feel open to it, I would love to receive a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. I would super appreciate it. If not, no worries. Still love you and you're still welcome here. And I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for sharing. Can't wait to see you in tomorrow's video.